Fast forward, any come out Tony so aha AG Politics Avenue. Unia podcast stories are trending because make headlines. Near Jemre na afidi be exomo awa need him now rock simus ene idi kanyam so which must subscribe to the channel. Hit on notification bell and so share na afia for friends to answer into me ke be need him now back simu unia yanko political highway simu. Na me no ka say eye Ibrahim Tanku of NDC and utimi ekopie mu ayo awo metro chief na ne sema na wokan nyina ne se na mohwe se ne na MPP for eye ne dia efa aye get rid Torkornoo issue na chese odwene ho a wonte ase wokan bia so na opa kire se na no manin na omo yen sema na omo kikan omo actions wodi jama maame no na oyo omo woman organizer onua no ka say wetimi esusuja ede egu mu chema anya asem koto akran sembebre no ka ede fa wo yemu wura mu hwe ne eko ene de ba AG Politics Avenue
concerning the conduct of the removed Chief Justice. The same Article 146 was triggered. That petition was sent to the then Council of State to look at. The Council of State looked at it and sent their report to the President saying that they didn't see the reason why they should. No prima facie. So at that time, was it a political decision by the then Council of State and the Presidency to connive and stop the investigation of her conduct? So if somebody should say, I'm not surprised and people are saying it's political. If you say political, sometimes they talk as if Madame Torkornoo was a woman organizer of MPP. I'm surprised at them. Sometimes I wonder. The way they attach passion to all this thing. This thing started under their regime. She was then the Chief Justice. Professor Kukuaza wrote to the President, triggering that Article 146, that the woman should be removed because of stated misconduct. And they went through the same Article 146 and dismissed it. So because it was Nana Akuffo who was then the president dismissing it, nobody didn't say anything. NDC were quiet, were silent. Nobody, we didn't even hold any press conference to attack the presidency for dismissing that matter and other things. No, we thought that he was the president, he was doing his right thing. If the Council of State says there's no prima facie and all that, the president accepted it and dismissed the petition. That one, MPP were happy. They didn't see anything wrong with that. This time around, another group brought petition, the same process, triggered the Article 146. The same process, the Council of State sat, almost all of them were there, not even a single person was absent, and agreed that there is the woman has a case to answer, there's prima facie against her. That led to the formation of the committee. What wrong has the president done? Is it because it's John Dramani Mahama? Sometimes I ask myself, is it because the name is John Dramani Mahama? What is wrong with that? Two presidents. One did this, another person is doing this, that one they have problem with the other person. That is the kind of problem I'm saying, that the MPP put in a mechanism to disrespect the current president. And that has been their stock of trade. And that is why the NDC stood strongly in support of the president in taking such a decision. When it happened under MPP, they didn't see anything wrong with that. Ghanaians didn't see anything wrong. They thought the president was doing his right. And this one went through all the process. He was given all the Lady Chief Justice then. She was given all the necessary support. Her liberties were protected. She went and filed several motions at the Supreme Court. Her own court dismissed her issues severally. These are her colleagues. They knew each other. And so how can we today describe it as a political decision? What political decision was it? So today, if somebody go and steal your goat or sheep, honorable Titus, and we send the matter to court.
The name is
Titus Glover.
Yes.
Okay, Honorable Glover.
Titus Glover.
And so this is the issue we are talking about. Please, we shouldn't always read political meaning to actions.
But statements, you are an executive of the NDC party.
Yes.
Statements had been made to the effect that Chief Justice then, Torkornoo,
yes,
would be removed if the NDC came to power. And so the perception is that you are giving effect to the perception of the NDC, the actions of the NDC, the thoughts of the NDC. You are just implementing what was planned before you even came to power.
My brother, there is no iota of truth in this statement. We challenge them severally to produce a statement or a tape recording of leadership of the party, NDC, standing somewhere and conspiring or announcing that when we come to power, we are going to remove Lady Chief Justice. None. They couldn't produce even a single one. They always make reference to a meeting held in Ho during the campaign time. Interestingly enough, I sat through in that meeting, NDC Lawyers Conference, which the then candidate, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, came and addressed the lawyers. I was in that meeting. Throughout. No, there was nobody among leadership who stated that when we get political power, we're going to remove the Chief Justice. We're not reckless. Like our opponent, who is now in opposition, when they were to remove Charlotte Osei. Remember 2016? They had press conference and they were saying that when they win, they were going to remove Charlotte Osei. Severally, we have the videos. We can produce them for you to see. Severally, they announced it. And they made meaning to what they were doing during the campaign era and removed her, hunted her out. And Ahmad Seydou, that led to Ahmad Seydou's death. The man was so haunted that he didn't do anything. You just came some trump card charges against them and removed this old man who has worked tirelessly for electoral purpose. This trauma led to his death. Now, we were not so reckless like them. We were very cautious because we want the sanctity of the judiciary to be protected. So the NDC, no NDC leadership ever, anywhere, stood somewhere and stated that when we get political power, we're going to remove the Chief Justice. No, it never happened. It never happened. See, so this statement that the NDC meant to remove the Chief Justice was false. It's just MPP propaganda, and that propaganda fell flat because it didn't have feet. No pedestal for it to stand. It fell flat. So we are doing our work. We'll make sure that we protect the judiciary. We won't interfere. This government has no interest whatsoever interfering in the judiciary. And you heard what the president told him when he was swearing in Justice Bawumia. Very fine lawyer. Very fine lawyer. Interestingly enough, they appointed him to the Supreme Court judge. MPP. You see how they are always creating confusion in the minds of Ghanaians. You brought this fine gentleman into Supreme Court, and today you think he's not qualified to be a Chief Justice. See how they are. And look at how they punish these old men and old ladies at the vetting. You brought our justices, they sat there for almost 4 or 5 hours. They couldn't even take breakfast. Look at how they punish them. This is how MPP behave. And when Ghanaians punish them at polls, then they are crying. You see how you punish them. The same thing you punish our old ladies and old men, cut off their hairs and gave them sakura. And the old men had to demonstrate all the way to the finance minister. Every day, have you ever seen old men demonstrating? It was an MPP that we saw them demonstrating. Old ladies, old men, demonstrating for their own money. You removed their hairs and gave them sakura. Today, you have not stopped that. In opposition, you are still punishing justices to vet the learned Chief Justice. And you punish them this way. You see, right. They need to apologize to Ghanaians seriously. Honorable Titus Glover, I've mentioned it well now.
What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yes, please.
If Rashid is standing on the leg of a petition against the dismissal of the Chief Justice, I want to refresh your mind. Do you recall the petition made by Gbande Nabin Yusuf, a private citizen who petitioned the president for the removal of Justice Bawumia? Citing the same article 1461, you remember? What happened to that petition? If you had the encouragement to accept the petition against Torkornoo, somebody, Nabin Yusuf Gbande, also petitioned. What happened to that petition? Because he said that his conduct is not the best, which is against the Bangalore, what do you call it? Consensus or something. You know, what happened to that too? But because of the budget. because it's your own. So now you see,
Honorable,
you see what you did for Torkornoo. Somebody has brought the petition. At least hear him. Did you hear him?
Honorable, you know.
Did you hear him?
Honorable, you know.
Rashid,
you know these things.
I don't know.
Look, the thing
because
is,
I'm reading through it.
Should we?
And
go,
I'm just asking you. Did the president receive that petition?
I'm saying that
from Bande.
Do you want us?
Yusuf,
do you want us to descend to abyss?
I'm not descending
no,
to abyss.
That's what we want to do.
Because there was
if
a
we
petition.
do that, what will happen is that. So does it mean that anybody who it doesn't cost to buy a pen? It's just from one city you can get a pen. I'm coming.
Really?
And a paper. Then
you
just see that I don't like honorable titles. I'm going to write a petition against it. All manner of petition. So we should just be triggering it. They will look at the petition, the veracity of the petition, before they process it. The presidency has a team of crack lawyers, former attorney generals and all that. They are there. They will look at your petition. If they see that it doesn't make sense, you just want to worry everybody with all manner of writings, then the whole presidency will be turned to a gate of petitions. And then everybody will be passing petitions and sending petition over it. But they must look at it. They go through it. Before the president will pass a petition to the Council of State, they will look at the petition and analyze it before it is sent there. Otherwise, we can't just descend to an abyss where we open up the gates for all manner of petitions to be flooding over there. In any case, do you know the number of petitions that have been brought against the current chief electoral commission under Nana Akuffo? Did they say anything about it? When Nana Akuffo was a president, several petitions were sent to him concerning the conduct of the electoral commission and the commissioners there. Your people were quiet. They didn't see anything wrong with that. Because they know they wanted to help them rig elections.
Anyway, so let me see if I can take a quick break and come back so that we can flow with our next topic. But this one is coming from Traders. Okay, so let me pick this one. Asuma Mohammed says the NDC should hold the minority very tight because
we have access to this chicken to be consumed. There's a ready payment system from GetFund to support it. I think that it's something that I need to dull my heart for the president for what he has done. Because you see, when you politicize all these things, it doesn't help us. We can criticize ourselves. This budget, I'm going to punch him on it. But for what he has done, I think that it is important that we move away from these partisan lenses while to collapse. I was a CEO in Vaco. There are a lot of NDC guys there, including MPP people. I never thought for once, Rashid, that anybody who was due for promotion, and there were a lot of them there, I did not look at their partisan colors. It is because they are due for it. It is because there's a justification for it. There's a guy in Newtown, I'll mention his name. He's called Ivan Zachete, a serious critic of Titus Global on social media. When I got to Vaco, my first training for 3 months, I started from carbon operations. From carbon, they have 3 plants: carbon operation, carbon bake, and rodding room. And these are the guys who were taking me through all this orientation. Then his promotion came with other people. I saw this thing, I said, look, Titus Global, this is not about politics. Okay? So long as he's due, give it to him. And I did it. I promoted him from assistant manager to a manager in charge of materials. I'm saying this just to buttress my point that for the president to make that bold step, one, to visit an opposition factory, and to make recommendation instructing that the Greek minister must ensure that they consume his chicken, make ready payment for him. And he should do this jointly with the education ministry so that we all build this country together. Having said that, this budget, Rashid, is an aphrodisiac budget. And why do I say this?
It's what?
Aphrodisiac budget.
Aphrodisiac budget. That's your questioning of the budget. Because
the team is resetting for what? Jobs or something. What is it? Yes. Maybe he can help me. I mean, there's nothing wrong when we want to create jobs. Because every government, it is your duty to give jobs to your people. And now, because this budget, the 2025, had not produced anything substantial in terms of job creation, that is why you see there are people locking offices. When you go to Tamale, the hospital, you see NDC supporters barricading government hospital. He forgets that when he's sick, it's the same hospital that they rush him to for medical attention. Locking places because there's no jobs. There's no proper economic blueprint that will generate your jobs for their people. All they do is go and sack MP people and put them inside. That's what they do. But clearly in this budget, you are doing a revenue of about 11% to GDP. So the question we ask yourself is, with that whole, we were doing 16% to GDP. Now you are doing 11%. So how are you going to raise that revenue to deal with some of these projects that you are doing? Number two, CapEx. When you go and check the estimates and the actuals that the minister gave out, you could see that capital expenditure, goods and services are suffering. When you go to the ministries and you see the releases are not going. Number two, you said you brought inflation down to 9%. And that is where the aphrodisiac comes in. Because there are so many things that just to control inflation for the Ghanaian people to know that, hey, the cedi is stronger than the dollar. But they forget that they've used bills, government bills, to buy, the public to buy these bills, collecting almost 62 billion Ghana cedis from the system. And it's hoarded in the Bank of Ghana. What you are doing is that you are not making people the opportunity to spend, because consumption thrives on production. So if you're able to mop up all these monies into the central bank, and you hear people that, things are expensive, because the kind of inflation that has rendered down to 9% is not reflected in the prices. You go to Abosokai, he will tell you, there are 2 years finance minister, it's not reflected here. That is not what we are saying. So all this massaging thing that you are doing, it's a problem that we need to look at it. In last year's budget, Agric, they had to spend 1.2 billion. Rashid is here. Ask them how much. Now it has even been reduced to 800 million. So if you want to drive agriculture and you have 1.2 billion to do that, this is what we are expecting you to do. Nothing. Nothing is showing from there. Then comes your famous 24-hour economy. Rashid, as for this one, we'll press your leg to the paddle. We'll press it so hard. You remember that their song, Quen Quen, Quen Quen,
Mahama,
Your Mama, Quen Quen, Quen Quen.
But it's a nice one.
It is.
A very nice one.
That they use to deceive people to go and vote for them.
And the other one too that I love, Mahama is a hope.
This is a hope.
That one really touches the heart.
24-hour economy. What are we seeing? Guzitana was in parliament. He said they will need 4 billion cedis to drive that 24-hour economy. Today, they don't want to talk about it. Mama Yaraga was telling them that if they think that government will bring money to go and do it, then it is a lie. Then it is a lie. You use this 24-hour economy to deceive the youth, to vote for you. Now you are running away. You can't even do anything. Sami JV said, 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. So when you come to DVLA, when we've done a lot of IT, what do you call it, services, to make sure that you can even sit in the comfort of your phone and use your phone. So you come and do 8 hours from 7 to 3, from 3 to 11, from 11 to... Today, what is happening? 124-hour economy. The nurses who are crying, the teachers who are crying, we're expecting them that within this 1 year is coming to an end. You engage all these graduates of these tertiary institutions, the nurses. Look at hospitals all over the place. Now they have to go and cry. They have to beg you. That one crowd is a problem. So your 24-hour economy is just a rhetoric, because it's something that you can't really look at it. I was shocked to the marrow when I heard in Parliament, when the lithium agreement was brought in our time, and the royalties was about 10%. You remember? I think 1% will be going to the community. Then the minerals investment and income fund, and then 1% or 6% or something will be going there. Our people are friends, then in opposition, So hell will break loose. My own friend, Govins, whom I entered parliament with in 2013, he said hell will break loose if they bring that in there. And today, Rashid, I'm sorry, you have reduced the revenue from 10% to 5%. And then this is we should clap for them. I've just told you about the revenue gap, 11% of revenue to GDP, 11% in 2025 budget. Now you have reduced the lithium royalties from 10% to 5%. Oh, Mama, Rajid, Abba, why? And you said we should clap for you because you are resetting. So your resetting is to reduce the revenue that the state will benefit from 10% to 5%. It's a worry that we need to look at it. Construction growth, as at 2024, end of 2024, was 9.6%. As at 2025, it's 2.9%. Because they don't want to spend to drive the sector, this is the percentage that they've had, 2.9%, as again 9.6%. Then the industrial sector, 7.6%, now 3.6%. So clearly it tells you there's something fundamentally wrong somewhere that we need to deal with it. My background, I'm a unionist. I'm an industrial relations practitioner in HR.
Yes.
So sitting down to negotiate is something that I've done in the past. And for the government this year to give public sector workers minimum wage of 10%.
We ain't some how do it because of channel so. I'm not so jemre. Oh, that's an so bad India don't be a dominion. Unia, the best I assume.